if you're going to freeze your eggs, freezing them young, those eggs are of a much higher quality.
Today on Moms Every Day, more women are freezing their eggs. We speak with actress and advocate Elizabeth Higgins Clark. Then, millions of women battle infertility. Our panel discusses what helps and what hurts women struggling to get pregnant. And
all right, I've got the slow cooker out. We're making slow cooker chuck wagon chili for you little cowboys and cowgirls.
plus, foodie kids cook up a healthy meal at the kids' state dinner at the White House. It's all ahead on Moms Every Day. We're making mom's life easier one small victory at a time. Moms Every Day, a show made by moms for moms.
I knew that I've always wanted children, but I knew that I wasn't quite ready yet. And I didn't think I would be ready in the next 2 years or 3 years. And so I knew that I would probably end up having children later than a lot of women do. So I thought that egg freezing seemed like an interesting and viable option for me. It's kind of strange. You know, the month leading up to it, I had consultations with 2 doctors, and I selected the one that Dr. Drew's at RMA of NJ, in New Jersey. And the month before, I made some lifestyle changes. You know, I cut back on alcohol, I cut back on exercise, I tried to eat really well, just like little, you know, just really kind of take care of yourself the way you would during the early stages of a pregnancy. They put you under, they go in vaginally, and they take an aspirating needle, and they basically extract the eggs that have grown from your ovaries. It's great. I mean, it's a little strange, you know, like I think about them sometimes, and I think it's so funny that, you know, I'm already 10 months older than they are, which is so weird. People have been very supportive and very, I would say the biggest thing that I run into, people are very curious. You know, people want to know more about this, and I think a lot of women have thought of it, and a lot of women don't know it. There's so many that don't even know anything about it, but then want to learn, and so that's what's kind of blown me away, is how interested people have been. Yeah, they have to be thawed and inseminated and implanted, so it's a big process. But that's the other thing, is if you're going to freeze your eggs, freezing them young, those eggs are of a much higher quality than a woman that would, if I had frozen my eggs at 39. My 29-year-old eggs are going to be much better than my 39-year-old eggs. You know, I keep saying I'm not a success story yet. You know, one of these eggs has not become a baby, so I'm very much aware of that. I did this because I didn't want a timeline. And also I did this because when I woke up after the procedure, I promised myself that I would give myself a full year of not thinking about when I'm going to use them, just allowing my life to unfold as it will. And then I would reevaluate after the year's up. So I still have 2 more months on that year. So I'm going to make good on that promise to myself.
I think one of the greatest challenges that I have had to struggle with is my journey to motherhood, infertility. I struggled with infertility for 5 years before I had my son finally, and it was a road. And I think a lot of women deal with it, and we aren't really sure how to interact with one another. If you're really fertile and you have friends who are struggling with infertility, or in my case, I'm infertile and I'm watching everyone else have babies, it can be challenging to know how to relate to one another.
So what did you recommend, like you say to a friend that's having that struggle, what things did you hear that you didn't like? What can we avoid saying to be supportive?
The craziest thing I ever had happen was, people would ask me, are you doing it right?
Oh my God.
Well, do they offer instructions or what? Is there a manual?
You feel like your uterus, your sex life, everything is on display. And and so going to the doctors constantly and having procedure after procedure, I started to feel like a 3-state area was aware of everything with my body, and it was a topic of conversation. But then at the same time, you want people you trust, your safe people, to ask you about it, to care. Right. So I'd say if you have that relationship, like a close relationship, be there for her and talk about it when she wants to talk about it, but let it go and let her just be a woman and not dealing with it. Avoid those awkward.
What would you say for self-support? What would you say to yourself to feel better?
Yeah, it was really challenging, and I had to let myself grieve during that time. And it wasn't every month. I mean, every month you experience kind of a small death, it feels like. But some months are harder than others. Maybe you've had a procedure that you really had a lot of hope for that doesn't go through, or someone else really close to you gets pregnant, and so you wrestle with all of that, feeling jealousy. And so for me, I would just have to give myself permission to take a day to grieve, that's okay, this is hard. And my husband and I would get away together. We went to New York City right in the middle of all of our infertility stuff because we just needed to go have fun as a couple. And so that was really important as well.
I can see how it can get really heavy.
Yeah, a lot of friends that did get pregnant, did they have a hard time being around you, or did you find that relationship was able to survive that too?
I have great friends, and I was able to celebrate their babies and go to their baby showers and make their baby clothes. But there were a couple times where I just was in a really bad place, and I had to go, you know what, I'm going to give myself permission to not go to that baby shower and call that friend personally, say, you know what, I am so excited for you, but this is a bad time for me right now, and I cannot come. And if they're a close friend, they would understand that and give me grace, and then I would make sure and get them a really big gift.
Nice way to do that. Yeah.
When the kids are babies, sleepless nights are just part of the deal. But that exhaustion endures for those who share a bedroom with someone who snores. You might not think to discuss that issue when you're getting your teeth cleaned, but there's actually a good reason to talk about your sleep habits at the dentist's office.
He started snoring, and then that got gradually worse.
But Becky Freischmidt also suspected her husband Steve had sleep apnea as well.
He would go for so long without taking a breath. It was scary. I could nudge him, and he'd take a couple breaths, and he would do the same thing. It was all night long.
And she never expected to get help from her dentist.
The only reason why I think I did say something is because he had something up in his office about snoring.
Officially, sleep apnea is if you stop breathing more than 5 times every hour when you're sleeping. And what happens is when you're sleeping at night, the weight of the mandible and the musculature settles, and as it settles, that musculature closes the airway, and you literally stop breathing.
I was worried because I knew obviously that's not healthy.
That's why Dr. Dukaman suggested a one-night at-home sleep study to learn more about what happened to Steve at night.
All the objective data is there. It measures 8 hours of your sleep, and it tells you exactly how many times per hour you stop breathing, and it measures snoring, and it measures what position you're sleeping in. It tells us all of the data of your whole sleep event.
And they were as long as 36-second episodes that he had where he didn't breathe. A long time.
The number one line of defense is a CPAP machine. They fit over either just your nose or your nose and mouth. They've got straps around your head so they can hold the mask tightly to your face, and it's constantly pushing pressure into your mouth and nose to keep the airways inflated so that you can actually breathe all night long.
I looked into it and I knew I wouldn't be able to handle that.
For those who can't tolerate a CPAP, there is now an alternative. A small appliance worn in the mouth while you sleep.
called a mandibular repositioning appliance.
It's got a lower component to it and an upper component to it, and so you basically just slide it in and close into it. And then it's got these arm components on both sides. And what the arm components do is they hold the mandible slightly forward when you're sleeping. And that doesn't allow the mandible or the tongue or any of that musculature to fall on the airway. And it'll keep your airway open all night. You'll sleep like you haven't slept in a long, long time.
I felt better. I felt more rested, and it's immediate.
It's amazing to me when the spouse calls the next morning and says, "Oh my gosh."
Amazing. I mean, it was incredible. I couldn't believe it the first night he had it in.
And that is the amazing life changer. Not only a life changer, but a life saver. When you do stop breathing, your body starts dying. And your blood pressure skyrockets over 200. This is the point in time where people have heart attacks and have strokes.
It was a game changer.
Coming up on Moms Every Day.
All right, I've got the slow cooker out. We're making slow cooker chuck wagon chili for you little cowboys and cowgirls.
Plus, the First Lady hosts the annual Kids State Dinner at the White House. See what's on the menu next.
Meet our panelists. Pam Tauger, Moms Everyday writer and producer and mother of 2. Melanie Dale, author of Women Are Scary, blogger at unexpected.org, and mother of 3. Monique Dare of momactivists.com and mother of 2. Erica Lewis Mansfield, journalist and mother of 3. Annie Payne, Moms Everyday host in Grand Junction and mother of 3.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
be nice. She's new. Hello, is anyone there? Ugh.
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened? Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
Monday, October 12th. One's never been touched.
I'm a virgin.
The other is definitely a little touched.
Am I crazy?
You're in love. Gina Rodriguez is Jane the Virgin, and Rachel Bloom is Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Dude, we should hang out.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, followed by Jane the Virgin. Mondays beginning October 12th, only on the CW.
Watch Central Wyoming CW in high definition on KCWI Digital 13.2 in Casper and Riverton, and on Charter Cable Channel 2.
Life's most precious moments are the small victories. Each memory, each moment is important. Moms Every Day understands the small victories and the moments that come when you least expect them. Moms Every Day is more than a website, more than a TV show, and we're more than an app. We're a community of parents like you with solutions, answers, and ideas to share. Moms Every Day, making mom's life easier. One small victory at a time.
Are you using social media to drive traffic to your business? Do you know what is being said about your business in your local community? Join the conversation. Your business can have a powerful presence on all of the world's top social networking sites with the power of LocalX. LocalX is a full-service digital agency dedicated to local business. Together, we will maximize the growth of your organization in your community. LocalX, your local digital marketing experts. Go online at localxmarketing.com.
Like a home, sometimes a family can use some improvement. Trying to make all the pieces fit together? Wondering if you have the right tools. If your family improvement project isn't going the way you'd like, call the Boys Town National Hotline at 1-800-448-3000 or visit parenting.org. For problems, big or small, the Boys Town National Hotline can give you the tools you need to bring your family together.
They'll test you. Try to break your will.
But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Brussels sprout trees, pops of radishes, carrot centerpieces. The entire East Room of the White House was transformed into a healthy food lover's dream.
Bon appetit, everyone. Let's get going.
It was all for the 2015 Kids State Dinner, hosted by First Lady Michelle Obama. The event was a culmination of the Healthy Lunchtime Challenge, part of her Let's Move campaign, promoting healthy eating and cooking.
For some of you, cooking is a way to bond with your family.
She mentioned Felix Gonzalez, whose recipe for Wrap It Up Chicken was inspired by his dad.
He used to wrap me up in a blanket like a burrito, and it was really fun because, like, when I was cold, he used to do that, and I got warm and all that, and it was really fun.
Mr. Obama must have smelled the food from upstairs because even he stopped down to check out what was for lunch. He was particularly impressed by one of the items.
There's a lot of good vegetables on the menu, including my favorite vegetable, broccoli. Someone raise their hand. You didn't believe me?
And all of the recipes on the Kids State Dinner menu were thought up, just as the title suggests, by the kids. They were created to encourage them to live healthier lifestyles.
Food is like fuel for your body. If you put in the wrong fuel, you won't be able to concentrate and focus well at school.
The First Lady told the kids she hoped they would become ambassadors of healthy eating back in their hometowns. Like Abby, one of last year's winners, that took her healthy habits and paid it forward.
Last year I did apples, and there's apples from Abby, so on each teacher's desk there is a basket of apples. And so each student, if they didn't have breakfast, they could take an apple.
A group of youngsters working to make America healthier, one hand at a time. Reporting in Washington, I'm Kelly Meyer.
All right, everybody loves the crock pot because it makes things so much easier. I've got a busy day at work and I don't want to mess around too much. So this is a great recipe for that. Everyone's going to love some chili, right? This is a slow cooker chuck wagon chili. Yeehaw! I don't know what a chuck wagon is, but you get the idea. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start out with 2 tablespoons of flour in your handy dandy Ziploc bag. You're going to do 1.5 pounds. This is not 1.5 pounds. I've got a little less than that just to show you. You're going to put the 1.5 pounds of chuck-eye steak, boneless, in this bag, okay? And we're going to coat all of your meat. Now you're going to want to cut this up in small bite-sized kind of morsels. You know, the bigger it is, the less the kids are going to want it, so make it kind of small. We're going to put canola oil in our pan, which is kind of hot already, and that's what's going to take kind of a little bit of a time. After all of your steak is coated with the flour, you're going to put it in the pan. And this is going to take you several minutes. You're going to want all of your meat totally browned all the way through, because you're really cooking the meat in this. You're going to get tenderized in the crock pot, but you're going to get cooked on the pan. And this takes probably about 5-6 minutes to get it right so that all your meat is browned. But because it takes that amount of time, I already did it. So here we go. We're going to put this in the crock pot first. As you can see, it's totally browned. And again, you've got 1.5 pounds or so of browned chuck-eye steak. The other thing that you're going to want are 2 different kinds of beans. You can probably use whatever kind of beans as you want, but I've got red kidney beans, a can of that, and Great Northern beans. You don't have to rinse them or drain them. They're just going right in there. See how easy that is? And then we're also going to put your diced tomatoes, for chili ready diced tomatoes. This is all going to go in here. Starting to look like chili already, isn't it? Finally, you're going to want 8 ounces of tomato sauce in here. And that's one of those small cans of tomato sauce. We're going to put in a little bit of chili pepper, chili powder. Now this depends on how, I guess, tough your little cowboys and cowgirls are as far as how much chili powder you put in. We're going to put a little cinnamon in also. And those are our main ingredients. You're going to stir it up really nicely This is a very large crock pot. If you've got the regular old crock pot like I have at home, this is my TV crock pot, so it's really huge. If you've got a regular size crock pot, this is perfect, but this is a really big one. Stir it up really good in there, and you're going to put it on high. Okay. Now you could probably do low for 5 or 6 hours, but high it's going to be 3 hours, and you're going to have a great chili dinner. I, of course, have a family that loves cheese, so once it's all done, it's up to you, but we like to sprinkle it with cheese. So there is the recipe right there. I mean, perfect for that next rainy day when you don't feel like cooking. It's all ready to go after 3 hours in the crock pot. If you really want to save time, you can do the meat the night before, like I did just now, so you don't have to worry about that when you're making your crock pot chili. This recipe and so many more are on MomsEveryday.com. And if you don't have the app, Eat at Moms Every Day, you need to get it, because not only do we have this recipe of the day, we also have Picky Eaters, we have meals under $10, all of them at the app. Again, this is our slow cooker chuck wagon chili. Yeehaw! I'm Rebecca Renier.
Search has drastically improved over the years, making business lookup specific to locale. If you have your business's website, social media, and local directories properly set up, you put yourself at a huge advantage in your market, an advantage you can capitalize on with Local X. Local X is a full-service digital agency dedicated to local business. Together, we will maximize the growth of your organization in your community. Local X, your local digital marketing experts. Go online at localxmarketing.com.
Moms today are busier than ever. When they have questions, they need answers now, at home, school, or on the go. That's why thousands of busy moms turn to MomsEveryday.com each day for advice. If your business has experts who can help make mom's life easier, we want to hear from you. Join the Moms Everyday community of more than 1,000 experts across the country and help elevate your business as a local solution for local parents. Real help, local info. Moms Everyday makes mom's life easier. To become a partner, email us at joinus@momseveryday.com.
Save big on everyday essentials from Procter & Gamble at Menards. Whiten and freshen a healthy, beautiful smile with Crest toothpaste. All Crest toothpaste is on sale. Right now, select Crest toothpaste is just $2.99. Power your everyday devices with Rayovac alkaline batteries. They offer long-lasting, dependable power and have a 10-year shelf life. Choose from a 48-pack of double or a 48-pack of AAAs, only $6.99 each after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Don't miss the multi-million-dollar Overstock Savings event going on now at Furniture Row. You'll find special savings throughout on many clearance and discontinued items. Savings of 30, 50, even 60% while supplies last. Plus, outdoor living is marked down to our lowest prices of the year with savings up to 70%. And enjoy 4 years interest-free financing. It's the multi-million-dollar Overstock Savings event only at Furniture Row.
Next, Insider, Tom Hanks on his wife's courageous cancer battle. She was extremely lucky. And his new job, officiating weddings. I'm up for hire.
Then our Ed Sheeran exclusive.
No, you didn't, did you?
Why he wasn't afraid to roll on the wild side.
Woo!
Our backstage tour on wheels.
Come on, woman, speed up. And before you see NCIS, what you need to know about TV's top drama.
Oh, I have so many stories.
Next, Insider.
Wednesday afternoon at 3:30.
I get, the more I realize that sleep is definitely underrated, especially having a 7-month-old. I mean, did you guys plead with your baby at certain times when you're like, please go to sleep?
Please
it's like
sleep.
You've gotten like an hour of sleep. But you also do crazy things. Do you know, one time I drove off with the gas tank, the little spigot attached to my car. I was so tired. I mean, those things happen when you get no sleep. When you get no sleep.
Right. I mean, you do, and then you have the nightmares of the, you know, forgetting
the baby.
Or
Or
forgetting,
forgetting-
bring her from home from daycare. Oh,
It's terrifying. Well, a little while ago, I was looking for something I posted online a long time ago, and in searching for my name on Google, I came across a blog post that I posted, and I thought, I don't remember posting this. I'm reading this post, details about my sex life. Details! And I'm like, mortified that this is out there. When in the world did I write this? Did somebody pretend to be me? I looked at the date. My baby was 1 month old. And it was like 4 in the morning. I literally was so sleep deprived that I was up typing.
Typing. Wow.
Danger.
Well, you know, people are Googling you right now.
I know.
Well, I remember out of sleep deprivation when we had our twins. We lived in California at the time, and we lived near the 10 freeway, which is the most traveled freeway in America. And for some reason, the twins enjoyed the little divots in the road. I guess it was the rhythmic pattern of driving across those divots, and it helped those newborns just go to sleep. We were out there at 2 o'clock in the morning driving the divots on the 10 freeway. Whatever it took to get those babies to go to sleep.
The car.
Did it.
The car was good.
Car's a miracle.
Good.
I'm so dependent on coffee to get through this, and when I meet moms that say they don't drink coffee, it freaks me out. Like, how? What is your secret?
How are you doing it?
I don't know how to parent without coffee. There's just not enough sleep.
I'm with you. I am so with you.
I can remember saying I would pay $5,000 to sleep 6 hours in a row.
Yes.
Who will take me up on it? Right? You're so tired.
Painful to be
It
chronically
hurts. Your
tired.
body can hurt from being that tired.
You just have to remind yourself, at some point this child will be 5 and will sleep over.
And
It's
you'll
a
get
season. It's a season. It's a season.
It's a season.
So I've
It'll
heard.
pass. Yeah.
Remember, back away from the computer and no blogging.
Lesson learned.
Curl up with a good book. Here are 2 of our picks. Women Are Scary, the totally awkward adventure of finding mom friends, written by Melanie Dale, and The Mother of All Meltdowns, written by a bunch of hot mamas losing their cool. Both are available on Amazon.
Life's special moments. Of course, way out here, sharing those special moments isn't easy. But thanks to simple plans from Union Wireless, you can talk and text all you want and get high-speed data in the places we all like to roam.
Get unlimited national talk and text plus 4 gigs of high-speed data for only $60.
Life is simple. Your plan should be too. Union Wireless, for where you live, work, and play.
A murder in the city.
I know my rights. You have the right to remain silent. Why don't you shut the hell up?
A dirty little secret.
All Cole want me for is for sex.
I think I can indict Carol on sex trafficking charges.
And the mayor wants it covered up.
Frank, you know, I had a long conversation with the outgoing mayor. He characterized you as having a problem with authority.
I not only don't have a problem with authority, I pretty damn well define it.
Blue Bloods, this Sunday night at 11 on News 13.
It's midnight. Do you know where your mom is?
One of the things I did is I created my own boudoir photography shoot. I took a tripod and my camera and I just, got naked.
Go to momsaftermidnight.com.
Parenthood is rough, and the road to parenthood can be just as difficult. Remember, we're all in this together. You can find all these stories at momseveryday.com. See you next time.